start the video. Alright, class, students. Today, I'm going to be showing you the best calisthenic exercises to grow your chest, your pectoral muscles, you know. If you clicked this video, you probably don't need me to tell you why you should grow your chest muscles. But I will say that having a well-defined chest is kind of like, well, it's kind of like makeup for guys. What do I mean by that? You know the phrase, the suit makes the man, not the man makes the suit? It actually should be the man makes the suit, because the better you look physically, the better you're going to look at a suit. And it may seem obvious. That may seem obvious. But if you have like a well-defined physique, especially your chest area, you're wearing like a suit or even just an outfit, you can see towards the top, see these muscles right here? That's part of your chest, you know. So it'll make your outfits just look better, like fit better, especially if you wear like tighter clothes. Getting in shape, it makes you look better in outfits, all right? That's the best sort of self-care you could do. Now, onto the workouts. Now, there are 3 parts of the chest. You have the upper chest, the middle, and the lower. Now, you don't need weights to build a chest. Good news. You can actually do it at home with bodyweight exercises. Now, the best thing are push-ups. Push-ups are the body weight equivalent to bench press. You know, you look at the position, you're going like this, pushing off of you. And push-ups are good, but they're limited. But by changing the angle your hands are at, you can change where in your chest you're working out. Like, I'll go into it in the video, but you can target your upper, middle, or lower. All right, which is what you want to do for a well-defined chest. Starting with the upper chest exercise. The first one is going to be decline push-ups, which is the body weight equivalent of an incline bench press. All right. The height should be about 20 inches high. Anything higher than that resembles pike push-ups, which work the shoulders more. So you definitely don't want to be too high. Be right in that sweet spot. Now, actually, closer grip works best. So don't go wide grip, go closer grip. Because when you do incline bench press, people try and put their hands closer together, but they're actually limited because of like how much grip they have. The way you grip the bar, you can't go too close because you would just be going like this off of your chest. But you realize if you're on the ground, you can put your hands close together. All right, there is no bar. Have your elbows tucked like this, and go like that, push outwards. Almost as if you're doing a diamond push-up, which we'll talk about later. All right. Really, that's all you need for the upper chest. Which, again, even look at the positioning of it. If you're doing incline bench press, it's the same. You're like pushing upward. And if you're doing a decline push-up, you're also pushing upward, like, because your legs would just be up in the air. Just keep that in mind. Ugh, my neck. All right. Do not neglect the upper chest. All right. A lot of people do. Don't do it. In terms of the middle chest, it's pretty simple, actually. Regular push-ups are your friend. They are your friend. And they're easy and can be done anywhere. Like, again, if you have a floor, you can just do push-ups there. But they're kind of limited. They're good for like a quick pump, because after a while, you're going to get so good at doing push-ups. You'll be doing like around 50 reps to just get in the same amount you would have had to before. So yes, use them in the beginning while you're progressing. But like with all these exercises, you want to do harder variants, and that's where the other push-up variants come in. First, number 1 is wide grip push-ups. These are fantastic. I noticed in my workout, my calisthenics workout about 2 years ago, I only had wide grip push-ups, and well, on Mondays, but I didn't really do any regular push-ups. Because when I did that in tandem with dips, they actually did, like, you really feel it in your outer chest, because that's what they work. Wide grip push-ups work your outer chest. It puts less stress on the triceps, but they work the chest more. That's why they're so good, because on regular push-ups, you're working your arms a bit. You want it all on the chest, you know. Another point, your wrist mobility is going to be a problem. With a lot of these variants, you're going to be in like weird, odd positions. Like, if you notice, a regular push-up is just like this, but wide grip, you'll feel the floor. When you're going down like this, it kind of puts some strain on your wrist, because your arm is like over here, and like it's gonna feel weird. So make sure you warm up your wrists like before you do any of these workouts. That is very important. Doing wide grip push-ups will help you with the next progression, which is archer push-ups. Archer push-ups are fantastic because they're a unilateral workout, which means you're using one appendage, one limb, to sort of push at a time. But we'll get to that. So you're going to be pushing like this. A little bit different. Archer push-ups are the next level. The same motion as wide grip push-ups. You're just using one hand this time. And that makes them better because you just targeted one arm the same way that someone who is doing bicep curls would just be doing one arm. And that leads us into the one arm push-up, which I'll probably make a video on sooner. But you notice with all these, you're getting your, so you start out with the wide grip push-up, progress to the archer, which is using one arm with a bit of support, and then you'll be able to soon do a one arm just push-up regularly. Next is diamond push-ups. Now, diamond push-ups are often underrated because they work the tricep more than the chest. And that is true. People say that. They're the body weight equivalent of the close grip bench press. So the motion I mentioned earlier. While they do target the triceps, they also sort of squeeze the chest more. So you notice when you're doing the motion, you put your hands together. You want to be like this. If it's hard, you'll start out with your hands just sort of close together like this, and then move them together, form a diamond. That's why they call that. Those should be arrowhead push-ups because they look like this. When you do the full range of motion, you can sort of feel your pecs sort of squeeze together on the up motion. When you go up. And actually works the inner chest better than any other push-up variant. That's why diamond push-ups, they are essential. And I found that very interesting when I was first learning how. Diamond push-ups are pretty good. They're actually very good for the chest. And they're worthy progression past regular push-ups. I would say if you want to substitute out regular push-ups just for diamond push-ups, that'd be a good idea. When you're doing it, the humerus bone is closer to your body than any other push-up variant. Because it's so close to the body, in the up contraction of the exercise, it allows for greater emphasis on your chest, which means that could actually be a worthy substitute for gym rings. You know, those are another, those tools, when you do gym rings, like gymnastics, they really target your chest. But I mean, obviously, like, not everyone has gym rings lying around, or they just don't have them at their house or even gym. So I would say those are really good. They're really good for just, I mean, even try if you just push, you sort of feel it right here. Your chest sort of tightens up, like right here. Most people don't know that. So I would say diamond rings, out of all of these, are one of my favorites to do. All right, now next is lower chest. Now for lower chest, you're going to do dips. Dips are essential. Dips should be on the Mount Rushmore of calisthenics workouts. As I read, they're very common. They are the squats for the upper body. You're actually doing a squat motion. If you think about it, you're just lowering yourself. It targets the whole chest, in addition to the lower, but it's a lower chest exercise, but it hits the whole thing. If you're at home, if you don't have a dip station, you can just take 2 chairs or 2 objects of similar size, put them together, and then do the dips right there. You can start it with regular chair dips, like with 1 chair, but again, they work the triceps more, so they're not as good, but use them, start with chair dips, like I did, and then once you get to like about 15 reps, for 3 sets of 15, you can do that easy. I would say go to regular dips. When you're doing dips, your form must be good. Do not do dips straight up and down, like you normally would, like with the chair. You want to be in a 90-degree angle. Your upper body should be tilting forward. And when you go down, your rear delts should be above your elbows. Make sure you lean forward to really hit the chest rather than the triceps. This is important for chest, so it's not just an arm exercise, it becomes a chest exercise. You take more of the strain off your arms onto your chest. You want your chest doing the bulk of the work. Go slowly, make sure you get the full range of motion And you can progress them by adding a weight belt. It's very common. If you don't have that, like me, I just use a weighted book bag. You just put heavy things in the book bag, you can hang it on your back or your front, and just sort of go to town. Another lower chest exercise is going to be incline push-ups. Now, incline push-ups, they're the easiest push-up variant. They're not just for beginners, because if you're starting out doing push-ups, you can just do push-ups against a wall. That's incline push-ups. But they're not for beginners, because they really target the lower chest in the same way that the decline hits the upper chest. The incline is going to hit the lower chest. It's not just for beginners. You can find a couch, bed, table, anywhere. Just do the push-up for the full range. Now, you don't need to do a crazy amount of reps just because it's easy. Like, it's obviously way easier. You have all that support. You're just doing it to sort of round out the chest. And you don't want to neglect it. So you get, like, the full chest, like, size. You're really getting toned. They can often be neglected, but they're essential. So don't skip. Don't skip. Lower chest. All right. Those are the best exercises to build your chest. All right. Now, I want you guys to let me know how well it goes and enjoy those gains. All right.